Shalom, y'all. I'm Jane Goldie Wynn, author of the book Rainbow in the Night Journey of Redemption, and also executive producer of Rainbow in the Night movie. And I'm sitting here in the home of Eric and Sue Thebner. Shalom. And it is Shabbat. And we had a lovely dinner together. And they had the opportunity to watch the movie, I think it was yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they agreed to do an interview to talk a little bit about the impact of the movie on their lives and why they would recommend you to see the movie. So Sue, you want to start?
Sure. I thought the movie was so riveting from beginning to end. I really was so inspired. So when I started watching it, I had to watch it from the beginning to the end at the edge of my seat, quite frankly, because I wanted to know how, the thread of your life was woven with Yeshua all along, and you didn't know it. But at the end, when we look back, you could see how His hand was on your whole life. And I think a lot of people would be so blessed by seeing this because they could personalize it. Everybody has a story, and their life story is the same but different. In that there are traumas, there are things that impact us in ways that change us and break us and create a need for a savior and growth and all of these things that only come from heaven above if one's open to it. And the only way you get there really is through surrender and brokenness. And that story was tremendous. It was a tremendous story. And I was very touched by it and moved by it and blessed by it. It was beautiful.
All glory to the Lord. That's beautiful. Thank you, Sue. And what about for you, Eric?
Well, it's interesting that Sue had read the book, so she had a sense of the path that Goldie had gone through in her life, and so she was already anticipating the threads in her life and how it led her through different experiences in her family. And all families have some form of dysfunction, and how it when you look back, it all played a purpose to take Goldie on a trip or a journey to get to a point where she needed to have a relationship with the Lord, and so she was able to anticipate that because she read the book. So for those that didn't read the book and are only seeing the movie, I was looking at the story from climbing a mountain and seeing a story about a person that lived in a certain structure, family structure, and went through different life experiences, and how those life experiences had an impact on them, and how the interaction with the family led to different things that occurred. And many people are going to be able to relate because in their own lives there is some dysfunction. There is some things that cause them to challenge and question things and have to go on a search to find what the right path is for them and try to understand why certain things have happened in a certain way. And so it wasn't until I got a good part into the movie that I was starting to see where it was headed. And it, all lines led to the Lord. And you could see even how her relationship with Dave, her husband, had evolved, and how they evolved together, and the different experiences they had separately and the different experiences that they had together, and how certain events that took place had such an impact on Goldie wanting to know a greater truth, and how the Lord opened that door for her and presented it in a way that made it natural for her to fall into that opportunity, and to then be able to step forward from that to want to make a difference in people's lives because of what impact she saw that the Lord had on her life and with David. So it's really amazing when you get to the end story. But for those that didn't read the book, if they could, they should really get some abbreviated synopsis of it, so they kind of can anticipate and see where the story is taking them, For me, it was like watching a movie and not knowing where it was going and how it was going to end, but it had a great ending.
But it was
And-
exciting.
But it was very exciting, and it kept you on the edge of your seat because you really wanted to know where this all was going to lead to. And it was very exciting to see where it led to, and you all should be looking for a relationship with the Lord because that's what it's all about.
Aw.
Yeah, it's a great story of hope and redemption.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Eric and Sue. It was just such a pleasure spending Shabbat with you, and thank you for your wonderful hospitality, and Sue for your delicious cooking,
Yeah.
and Eric for helping to get everything set up for the beautiful dinner that we had. And I'm just so grateful that the movie impacted you, and thank you for your willingness to share your reviews so others can learn about it as well. So we'll just say Shabbat Shalom
Shabbat
and
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, y'all.